Hello, beautiful bookish family. Welcome back to Coffee Over Apples. My name is Steph. These are my 5-star predictions for 2022. Here's the plan for this video. I'm recording this video in January of 2022, and I would like to re-watch and record my reactions to watching this video in January of 2023 to see if any of these books end up actually being 5 stars. This is totally not an original idea. I think I've seen a bunch of other YouTubers do this. So many, so go check out their videos, please. But I've always wanted to do this, and why not now?
It could change the world.
Some of these books I know nothing about. Some of them were suggested to me by friends, and I'm blindly going in trusting my friends. Others are series that I would like to continue. We have a lot to talk about. In total, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In total, I have 11 books, plus one more finger, that I'm predicting are going to be 5 stars this year. If I can get to them, hopefully I can. I don't know yet, but the first book that I'm predicting is going to be 5 stars. It is Elantris by Brennan Sanderson. Unfortunately, I did not read this along with everyone else in the Cosmere Crab-along in January of 2021, and I'm making up for that now by hopefully reading it this year. I would like to read it sooner rather than later because the Cosmere Crab-along is wrapping up and I would like to get all the references, but I know that this is the preferred Brennan Sanderson book by a couple of my friends, and it's not as long as all the others, so I'm hoping that I'll just get everything now. That'd be great. I mean, I pretty much loved almost every Brennan Sanderson book.
Thank you, Shaq.
And for my friends to really hype this up means a lot to me. Inside Man, which is book 2 of the Prosperous Demon series. Exorcism, Demons, Legions of Hell. I don't know if we're following the same exorcist in this book, but the first one was gory and dark and funny. The blurb on the cover of this one literally says, as if Deadpool had slipped into the body of the Witcher Geralt. Like, what more do you have to say? It's witty, it's dark, it's funny, it's horror. I'm expecting to love this as much as the first one because the first one made it onto my top 10 books of last year list. So, you know, a sequel. What better way to set myself up for success? Speaking of sequels, the second book in The Expanse, so the first book, Leviathan Wakes, I read last year, and I actually only gave that book 4 stars. It was really good, and I've been dying to get back into the series before it's become too long and I have to reread book 1 because I don't remember anything that's happened. But I have a feeling that book 2 I'm going to give 5 stars because some of the qualms that I had in book 1, such as our main characters being these 2 cis white dudes who were just really unlikable and didn't care about them, and one of them was but putting those 2 main characters aside, one that was having the way he was thinking about this younger character that was way significantly younger than him made me a little uncomfortable. But putting these 2 main characters aside, the plot of The Expanse is one of the best plots that I read last year. Like, I love that plot. So that is the reason why I didn't give it 5 stars, right? Because the characters sucked, but the plot was A1 applesauce. So I predict that book 2 is going to be 5 stars because I've heard through the grapevine of other booktubers who love The Expanse that we get more female characters in here, that we get strong leadership, that those main characters from book 1, I don't think that they necessarily take like a side position, but it's not really just evolving around the 2 of them anymore, which is great. I think we get a little bit more diversity in here because book 1 kind of was alluding to other worlds and other planets that were having like different colonization by different nations and different languages amalgamated. So I have hopes. I have hopes. Next book. One of my favorite authors of all time. I've given all of their books either 4 or 5 stars. And 2 of their books are my all-time favorite books ever, 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 ever. So I'm expecting to love this tiny little novella. It is A Psalm for the Wild Built, a Monk and Robot, book 1. If there's anyone who can make me cry over robots, it's Becky Chambers. I love her so much, and I don't need to say anything else. I've been screaming about Becky Chambers for 2 years, and if you don't know me, hi, welcome, like and subscribe, welcome to my channel, welcome to the family. Go read Becky Chambers and let me know what you think. Okay, in my hunt for K-pop books, because I really, my favorite musics are heavy metal, reggaeton, and K-pop. I'll explain that later. But on the K-pop side, I've been looking for a book that really deep dives into what the life of an idol is really like. And I'm hoping that this is it. This book has been on my radar for a while. I'm looking for a book that doesn't just talk about the sweet cream and butterflies of popularity and Instagram and like all those great things and a positive outlook on stardom. No, like I'm not the kind of person that's really into stories about celebrities, but occasionally I crave it, and if it's about one of my favorite genres, I'm looking for someone to talk about the dark side of K-pop. I hope that this is it. I really do, because our main character seems like they're going to be going through some issues with their management agency in the story about a debuting K-pop star. Please, every other K-pop inspired or K-drama inspired book has let me down at this point. I'll Be the One was on my least favorites list of 2021, and I think in 2020 I read, what's that book? I don't remember. There's another book that's supposed to be inspired by K-dramas, and it totally was not. Just, can someone feed me, please? Please, do something for me. That's all I'm asking for. This book was on 2 TBRs last year and I still haven't read it. What am I doing with my life? House of Leaves is a mixed media horror book about a haunted house. I'm just gonna flip through so you can see that the pages are not normal. They are printed strangely, and I'm expecting to tab the heck out of this book. When I finally do get to this book, if I don't fall in love with these characters, or this plot, or the setting, or it doesn't scare the crap out of me, I will be angry. I will be highly angry. I know that this is Kayla from Books and Lala's one of her favorite books ever, supposedly, I think, if I remember that correctly. And so many people love this as a really hyped horror book, and I hope it's hyped for a reason. This next book I know nothing about other than the fact that my friend Max recommended this to me. Embassytown by China Mieville. I know that Max really loves China Mieville, and I really trust Max's opinion. I know nothing. I'm going into it blind, and that's all that I'm going to say. And even if Max lets me down, he still won't really let me down, because I don't think Max can give a bad suggestion, like, ever. These next 3 are for different reasons. This one, Anger is a Gift by Oshiro. I have a feeling that I'm going to cry, which is why I haven't picked it up, because it's supposed to be a really hard-hitting contemporary novel. And if there's a book that I think, every year I kind of choose a book that I think is going to be the book that I wish was in every high school. This might actually be the book of the year, I'm not sure, but I'm really predicting that I do. So something tells me to have a box of tissues ready whenever I decide to pick this up. and I've been avoiding it because I feel like my heart's going to break. This was totally a cover buy, and I hope I don't regret it. The Weightless World by Adam Soto. This is a debut novel by a Latinx sci-fi author. All I know is a teacher and his wife and something about first contact with aliens. I don't know if it's apocalyptic. I don't know what goes into it, but this cover design, I'm going on pure vibes for this one. Pure vibes. I don't know what it is. I'm going to do everything in my power to push my sci-fi friends to read it with me because I just adore this cover art, and that is the only reason. Another book that I think is going to make me cry, How the One-Armed Sister Sweeps Your House. I totally picked this up because it is highly recommended by my friend Lois over the channel Lo-chan Reads, and I really respect Lois's book suggestions and taste. I think that this is a story about grief, and so I expect to grieve with the characters in this book. I expect it to be hard-hitting. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel scared. These two, I feel like I'm gonna cry. Also, lastly, Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, because the only other Andy Weir that I've ever read was The Martian, and I gave The Martian 5 stars. It was absolutely fantastic, hard sci-fi. I could not find a single loophole in that book. Maybe other people have, I don't know, but I definitely didn't find anything. It was just so much fun. So I'm expecting to have a blast with another survivalist in space story. It's just, what do you do in these weird extreme situations? So it's been super hyped online, and hopefully for a reason, because everyone keeps comparing it to The Martian. Even though Andy Weir's written a couple books since then, but none of his other ones have really caught my eye. And I was kind of nervous, like, oh, what if I read another Andy Weir and it doesn't live up to my first time reading? And then I kind of I fall out of love with his writing. So I was waiting for this to just make sure that it's in the same vein that I know I will enjoy. Anyway, if you've read any of these or you're interested in buddy reading any of them, please let me know. If you love them, hype me up some more. If you don't love them, tell me why. I'm really interested to know. But I will be rewatching this video at the end of the year to see if any of these 5 stars come to fruition. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I post videos every week, and I'll see you later. Bye!
What's it making, Mr. Wonka? Mr. Wonka worked the factory.
In your wildest dreams, you could not imagine